What are the key elements which makes Carlos Alcaraz's forehand such a formidable weapon? In this video, we're going to explore the 5 key elements which allow him to hit with such power and consistency. He is so incredibly explosive and probably one of the fastest movers on the tour. Now what's interesting is if you watch him closely, he tends to finish every single shot before then recovering for the next ball. Now the importance of that is that he's able to channel all his energy vectors in the same direction. So he's able to produce and send a more quality shot to his opponent, which very often results in a lesser quality ball coming back. So if you recover too quickly before you finish the shot, your energy is essentially going away from the target, plus it also pulls the swing, increasing the likelihood that you may miss. Now, how does he manage to achieve that? Which brings us to our first key element, and how he's able to keep his head extremely still almost through to the completion of the shot. Now if we look at that again, notice how he keeps his eyes focused on the point of contact, even long after the ball is gone. By doing that, it keeps his head still, which is the balance point, but also prevents his body from opening too early. And another significant advantage of keeping your eyes trained at the point of contact, and the research comes from our friends from the Billie Jean King Eye Coach, is it helps keep everything aligned and increase the number of sweet spot hits. We hit the ball in the center of the strings, you get more power this way, and you also reduce the number of mishits, increasing consistency. Now the second key element is in how he uses his body, utilizing the kinetic chain. You see how he's bending his knees, and he's turning his shoulders past his hips, creating what we call trunk dissociation, essentially placing the muscles across his trunk on stretch, so he's storing energy. He then begins to uncoil from the ground up. Now Vic Braden broke this down so well. You can divide the body into 4 links. Link 1 is from your ankle to your knee. Link 2 is from your knee to your hip. Link 3 is from your hip to your shoulder. You don't count the head. And link 4 is the arm. So if you watch how he uncoils, watch how his knees turn in, then the second link, the hips rotate, and then the third link, the trunk rotates, stops, and then the arm continues. Now every time you stop a link, the next link will gain approximately 1.5 times the speed than if you recruited muscle. Basically, it acts as a whipping effect. This then allows him to generate so much power with less effort. Now for the third key element, that's his inside-out swing path. You'll see as he swings forwards and upwards to meet the ball, the swing also is traveling away from his body. Now how does the inside-out swing path have a positive effect on racket hit speed and power? Well, when you contact the ball further away from your body, you have a longer swing radius and a longer lever, so the racket's moving on the outer circumference, it's going to be moving faster. Similar to if you're on a merry-go-round and it's spinning, if you're in the center of the merry-go-round or if you're on the perimeter, when you're on the perimeter you'll be moving faster because you're traveling a greater distance over the same amount of time. Now in order to swing inside out, he needs to position himself sufficiently away from the ball. Now another key element about the inside-out swing path is that the swing goes out to the target longer. So if you can send an object in a direction longer, it can gain more speed and momentum. So essentially it'll be moving faster. Now the fourth key element is the lag. He achieves this by allowing the racket tip to fall towards the right, essentially pointing to the right side fence. Now, as he begins to uncoil and rotate his hips, it's an action-reaction. The racket then flips to what we call the inside slot position. When it does this, the racket's moving a greater distance, so it's having to speed up, but also it's placing the muscles across his forearm on stretch, essentially storing energy, which then can be released up to contact. He also then keeps the wrist laid back, presenting structure to the ball. So that he uses that rebounding effect of the strings, and he's also lengthening the hitting zone. And now for the fifth and final key element, it's his explosiveness and movement and the ability to get into great position. But not only that, even when he's not in the best position, he's able to improvise and adapt and make sure he's still able to take a good swing at the ball. At the end of the day, he's able to have good racket work despite the position he might find himself in. So those are the 5 key elements which makes Carlos Alcaraz's forehand such a formidable weapon. Thank you for watching. Please let us know in the comment section below which one of these key elements will help your forehand the most. Please remember to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Now, if you'd like to see drills that you can work on to help to implement these specific elements in your own forehand, make sure you check out the link below to a recent video I made showing you the drills you can do to implement these things in your own forehand.